What's up, everyone, and welcome to the RedBeard and Goldsmash Show live. And we are playing Outer Wilds this week, but I'm joined by a very special guest, not to be confused with my regular co-host, Ian Goldsmith. I have a type, and its co-host name's Ian. We're joined by Ian Gonzalez-Muentener of the Too Many Flicks podcast. Ian, say hello.
Thank you for tuning in. So excited to be here.
Yes. So the reason I know about this game is because, Ian, you posted the soundtrack to Facebook probably, I'd say probably about a month ago. I don't really remember when. And I listened to the music, and, you know, being a country, a hill folk, I heard the banjo music, and I was like, all right, I got to check this game out. And I fell in love with the aesthetics. So I haven't really played that much, so we're going to kind of dive right in here. How did you find the game?
What's that?
How did you find the game?
I found the game because I was just scrolling through like Xbox recommendations for like, oh, you like this game? You'd probably like this game. And I fell down this hole of just going through. There's like a whole subsection you might have heard of that people like jokingly refer to as walking simulators.
Yeah, that's what they call Death Stranding.
Exactly. And I'm low-key like, there's another much less polished game like this that's called Gone Home or Going Home. I forget exactly what it is, but it was a great game. And then Outer Wilds was recommended because of it. I watched the trailer, didn't buy it for about a month and a half, but I had listened nonstop to the soundtrack while I was writing. And eventually one really emotional night, I was sitting there and I was a little tipsy. And I was listening to the soundtrack we were just listening to, and I was like, it's done. And I walked over to my Xbox, and I purchased it. $20. I was like, done.
So I'm going to roast this marshmallow real quick while I tell this story. So first of all, I want to say hi to Ben in the chat. Good to see you, Ben. Ben is the other host of Too Many Flicks. But let's get this a little bit more done.
I like them nice and charred, too. Yeah, a little on fire.
Yeah, a little bit. So I think it's so funny that you guys have a podcast together, Too Many Flicks. Check that out, by the way. But you are Ben and Ian, and then I do a gaming channel with my friend Ian, and we used to be on an improv team with my other friend Ben. So not only do I have two Bens and two Ians in my life, but there's it's a set of a Ben and an Ian and a Ben and an Ian. And I've always found that very interesting. But let's talk to this guy right here. So there's no voice acting in this game, so I'll read some of this out loud. But yeah, he says, there's our pilot, back from your pre-launch campout under the stars, I see. So yeah, basically what he's getting at is today's the day that we're supposed to launch into space.
Hmm?
All right. So I think I'm just going to, I don't think it affects much in this game, but you always have, the nice dialogue option. And the kind of douchey dialogue option. I think I tend to lean towards the nice ones.
I am so bad at this, and Ben in chat can actually attest. We have two very different styles of playing RPGs, and I can't ever be evil. Like in Elder Scrolls, no, can't do it.
I can do it in Elder Scrolls because the NPCs are just kind of all right. We got it. So. By the way, what he said there is we got to go to the observatory and get the launch codes. So we're going to explore our home planet a little bit here.
Hell yeah.
I also have a hard time being evil, not so much in Elder Scrolls because the NPCs in that game are mostly pretty unlikable.
That's fair. That's fair.
But in Mass Effect, I can't do it. I can't make the bad choice in Mass Effect.
Paragon all the way with a sprinkle of Renegade.
Yeah, every now and then, if it's a bad dude, if you're talking with a bad guy trying to convince him to do something nice, I'll stab him in the back. But for
absolutely,
the most part, I can't do it. So this guy is gonna offer to let us fly the model ship. This is an exact replica of the ship that we're gonna be flying here in a bit, and I gotta say, this is my one complaint about the game, is that this son of a bitch is hard to steer.
Oh, it's very difficult.
It's like,
oh, there it is.
When you, as soon as you flip, it's done. The up and down and left and right axes I have, As soon as you add that third and fourth axis in there, though, like it's just, and there we go.
I promise that when you get into space, it's like marginally easier.
Yes. Well, you're not fighting the gravity in space, which is...
That's also true.
Yeah. It wouldn't be Space Appalachia if you didn't have some dude standing around a tub with a ladle.
Big old vat of soup.
So, like, when you first started playing this game, like, there's not a lot of structure to it. So, like, what was your approach?
My approach, especially at this hometown, I am sort of a role-playing completionist. I talked to everybody. I looked at everything. I was so enraptured with it. I really love just how adorable it all is. Like, this design aesthetic is, mwah, I love it.
Yeah.
So I spent easily a great portion of my first day just walking around talking to folks. Once I felt satisfied, like I had explored everything, like I wasn't going to miss out on like a key little Easter egg or something, I finally just went to the ship. And I'll tell you what, I was not prepared. It took me months to beat this game.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, I didn't know that, like, National Park Service meets space was my aesthetic until I found this game. But then, like, once that happened, I was like, holy shit. I was like, I never want anything else in my life. So, this little dialogue that's happening here, basically this guy's telling me that each one of the other space travelers has an instrument. And I believe that that's going to be a thing later. Like,
It
yes.
is actually quite crucial, and these two youngins sort of help you explore the tools to do that. Minor spoiler alert.
Yeah. If you don't want spoilers, don't watch the stream. Really, if you don't want spoilers, don't watch any game stream, because it's literally just someone playing the game.
In case you needed to know what a game stream was,
yes.
They play the game.
Yes, exactly. For all of those who are unfamiliar with the art form. It's funny, because, like, I used to have my sister watch me play video games all the time, and now I just do it on the internet with strangers. And Ben. It's not just strangers, it's Ben. All right, so. This little whippersnapper wants to play hide and seek. I'm obliged to take them up on that.
So cute. And what a great little touch, the irises of your, like, double eyes closing as opposed to just, like, a single set of eyes. It's those little things with the game that I just love.
So this is our signal scope. It locks onto signals so you can track them. So we're trying to find these little sneaks. I gotta say, this is a pretty legit hiding spot behind a waterfall.
It's bold. Make it over there.
These little kids are fearless. All right. A little bit of platforming there. Minor platforming.
I won't come back in. That's not important at all.
Yeah. And there's number 2. Oh my god. Why is this thing so freaking cute?
Cute.
Yeah, this homeworld is just, like, beyond precious. I don't know why anyone would ever want to leave this planet, but there's only so much content that we'll be able to mine from this first planet.
And that is the true entrepreneurial spirit of modern internet users. Temper Hearth is great, but I can only get so many Instagram photos out of it.
So this guy wants us to go to the planet called Giant Deep, which is like a dark, spooky water planet based on his description. Right. Ooh. Okay, so apparently, according to this guy, there's a monster on Giant's Deep. We will have to pick out which planet we're going to first, so that's the #1 contender right now, unless you have recommendations otherwise.
I'll say this, the solar system is your oyster. It's,
The soundtrack
there are
is so
parts
good.
of this, oh god. And, like, as the sun's coming up, like... So, I actually was so enamored with this game, I did a bunch of research into its design. It actually started as a student project.
Yeah? I didn't know that.
It started as a student project that people, like, enough people to form a team were so inspired by, like, fuck yeah, like, let's do this fucking design challenge. There you go.
Yeah.
Signal scope coming into play.
Yep. Pointed at space and you can. Oh yeah, I'm here. I think I'm hearing multiple planets right now.
You are. So these little red indicators on the sides, like, kind of show you that there's a signal nearby, and as you get closer to one specific signal, like, it turns into white brackets that come into a green.
Yeah.
You can actually get another minor spoiler, and I promise this will be the last one. You can get all of them to align if you do it right, and you get the full song, and it's beautiful and emotional and blah 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 blah.
Nice. So like that's pretty cool because like it's sort of like you have to think about the physics of the actual in-game cosmos and like the rotation of the planets. Now, I did pre-play this game just a little bit, and this was the thing that definitely I kind of didn't realize was this. You have this stuff called ghost matter, and it absolutely kills you if you walk near it. So we aren't going to be jumping in there. I don't think I know what's over here. What is this? Oh, just waterfall, from what I can tell. I'm tempted to jump down there, but we won't do that yet. And in here, we've got the 0G cave. So, let's go down this mine shaft. Yeah, it's like... I don't want to say it's like steampunk, because it's not. But like, timberpunk? Is that a thing?
I think you just coined an excellent term for, or like steam timber or something, because like there's like this like it feels in the same way that I think steampunk feels sort of like jerry-rigged, like it's believable, but like it's kind of like you know, all sort of made using components that you could find around the house almost.
It's kind of like, I think steampunk, like the actual origin of the term is like if modern day technology had evolved using steam power, is like kind of like what the official definition of the steampunk aesthetic is.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So this is like
if we all lived in national parks and decided to build a space rocket.
Exactly. It's kind of like, yeah. That's a good way to put it. Oh,
I want to live in that reality. I've been to Earth Prime, and I'm kind of done with it.
Yeah. Like this'll give you some insight into just what a truly like deeply damaged human being I am, that I think this way. But like I'd say like 90% of me really loves this, like, or probably 95% of me just really loves everything about the way this game looks. And then like the other, 5% of me is furious that it's not real. Like, like I'm mad at the game for not existing.
Why would you make me believe in something I could never have? Why?
Exactly. I gotta get closer to this thing. Now this is where the trickiness comes in. As soon as you introduce the zero gravity,
and it looks so much easier than it is. Like the game doesn't handle poorly. It's just it truly, I think, simulates the feeling of being in like zero gravity, and it's like, oh god.
And I think the reality of the situation is that astronauts and engineers, they train for years before they're ever allowed to get on a spaceship. So, like, because the physics of maneuvering in zero gravity, in the vacuum of space, like, you literally cannot stop or change direction until an external force acts on you. So it's all just manipulating the direction and velocity of external force. So you're talking about, like, something that's incredibly difficult to control, and then you have a game that mimics the physics of that experience. So it's just very, very difficult because I don't have years of zero gravity training under my belt. I don't even know which way is out.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
There we go. I was just as turned around as you were. This, like...
There is no such thing as upside down in space. And they really... You feel that when you're in it.
Mm-hmm. Which I was thankful I actually credited some of my earlier feelings of capableness in this game to Ender's Game. I don't know, not the movie. Never seen the movie, but I don't know if you ever read the book.
I read the book when I was in, like, 3rd grade and had, I read at a pretty high level in 3rd grade. It was the last time in my life when I was probably considered intelligent. And it was, I remember liking parts of it, but I also remember not understanding quite a lot of it because, while, like, I could follow the action, like, a lot of things were implied, and an adult mind would be able to figure that out, but my child brain was like, wait, they never explained why this is what it is.
It's 3rd grade. That's an incredibly heavy book for 3rd grade. Like, I didn't tackle that until probably middle school. And even then, middle school Ian was still like, this shit's fucking dark. Like, he commits genocide and didn't necessarily even know it. But it really helped me orient myself in this game 0G to remember sort of like their trial battles where, like, they had to orient themselves and they're like, there is no down. Okay, your feet are down. Like, just make wherever your feet are.
Yeah.
Like, down. I was like, okay, that helps.
Let's talk to this guy.
Hal, what's up, Hal?
All right, so he's explaining how we're going to have a translator. And it's going to translate this alien language that we're going to encounter throughout the game, and that's should be how we solve the mysteries of the cosmos. This is one of those ancient aliens, not to be confused with the fantastically accurate History Channel show, Ancient Aliens. This observatory is like the coolest treehouse ever created, by the way.
This is like the treehouse that the rich kids had. I had, like, the little tiny box, you know? Like, which I'm privileged enough to have the box, to be honest.
We had what we called a treehouse when I was a kid, but it wasn't in a tree. It was just like a freestanding structure.
Height?
Yeah, it was just like a platform, and it had like a slide that went off the side. This thing is wild.
Oh yes, so
as soon as you look away,
I'm not going to say too much, but like this ends up, believe it or not, surprise, being a mechanic in the game.
Yeah, so it changes its position when it's no longer being observed, which is typically a mechanic reserved for survival horror games. Speaking of which,
that's true.
Monday is the official return of the RedBeard and Goldsmash Show. And we are going to be playing Five Nights at Freddy's. If you saw the video we posted to Facebook today, dear viewers.
Oh, I did. I'm so curious. It looks... I've watched a few videos about that game, and I feel like I have a strong stomach / Constitution for survival horror. That one just I don't feel like I could do it.
I've played a lot of horror games in my life, and I had watched videos of Five Nights at Freddy's before I had played it, and I was like, this game doesn't seem that scary. But as soon as you're placed in the situation and the burden of survival is upon your shoulders, it's a very different experience after that. All right, and this is one of the founders of this observatory here, and we got to talk to him to get the launch codes. Oh, I never know what to respond to these things. I want to go somewhere no one's gone before. No one has ever landed on the interloper. All right. Okay, cool. We've got the launch codes. So let's go make our way to the ship. If I can remember my way out of here. Well, that is a moment. Oh, I didn't notice this before. Like I said, I pre-played a little bit. I didn't realize that little video that they show, that's like everything we've done in the game up until this point. Oh, that's wild. That's so cool. I've never seen anything like that in a game before.
When I tell you this is like one of the most innovative games that I've ever played, like I try not to hyperbolize such things. Sometimes I do. I don't feel like in that case with this game I did. All
right. So, we're on our way to the ship. We've got our launch codes. Yeah. If I lived on this planet, you'd be hard-pressed to get me to leave. Oh,
I think that's sort of intentional. Like, I think they really want you to feel nice and homey here. Like, it's almost like, why would you ever leave? And then once you do, it's like, oh, shit. Okay.
So, that little kid mentioned that there was an astronaut named Feldspar who disappeared. Has never been seen again. Kind of a fucked up thing to say to someone who's about to go on their first space voyage. But that's the tact of children for you.
That's true. The last person who did this died horrifically, and we never found their body. Oh, cool.
All right, let's take off. And this is when you get a kind of like your first big wide shot of your home planet. It's just this giant crater in this tiny little planet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is our planet's moon. I think that's a good place to start. Just because it's
place to start.
Nice and close by. Now, I haven't quite figured out the landing part of this whole deal. In fact, sometimes
so memory serves, because this actually was not something I figured out until like months beforehand. If you click, I think it's right stick, you'll turn on a landing camera, and your ship automatically orients itself towards the ground, which was so incredibly helpful. I think it's right stick. There it is.
Yeah.
I didn't know that for the first 2 months of playing, so I would like drive my windshield at the ground and last minute like hurriedly freak out and try to course correct.
All right, so we're in a giant crater. I didn't necessarily pick the best parking spot. But that's okay. It's a tiny little planet. If we can get out of this crater. Ooh.
There we go.
All right, excellent. Of course, I landed on the dark side of the moon.
Oh, but look at that. Look at that view of your planet.
That is so cool. The planet's like... It's like... It has... Like, everything has a very scaled down feel. The planets are tiny. The distance between them is very short. Yeah, like... So there's a banjo playing space traveler on that planet. All right. Now, one of the cool things about this game, too, is that when you find trees, your oxygen tank refuels, which, like, doesn't make sense that there'd only be oxygen on part of the planet, but it's still a really cool gameplay mechanic.
But look how cute it is, you know? You
so
can kind of,
cool.
like, forgive it. It's so cute.
All right. It's my goal to roast a marshmallow on as many planets as possible. So this is 2 down.
Oh, that's really smart.
Oh, I wonder if I'll get an achievement for that.
I bet you will, because I totally fucked up and didn't even do that. That's...
Yeah, I kind of burnt that one. Well, let's just eat it. All right, let's
Oh, I love it when they catch on fire. You blow them out, it's a little crispy.
All right, so that's one signal identified. So this guy lives on the moon. It's like an outpost. Yeah, the lunar outpost saw more traffic back when our ships were less sophisticated and needed more frequent repairs. I want to know what's more less sophisticated than a ship made out of wood. Like, what in God's name could he be talking about? Yeah. Okay. So he's recommending that we check out the North Pole to use the signal scope. So I think we'll do that next. Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I had forgotten that piece of like advice and spent a good portion of the game just sort of scrambling, trying to find the best spot to use that thing. Oh my god.
They even have like a little pre-made platform for us to use it. The jetpack and the jetpack. Oh, yeah, you get a whole view of the whole damn solar system right here. So we got banjo.
You got percussion.
Percussion. And then you get harmonica coming from there. Esker's signal scope log. Okay. Today I thought I heard something strange. I don't know, it was probably nothing. No, it's backing into something strange is coming from Timberhearth. Okay, I know this is crazy, but the sound from Timberhearth sounds exactly like Feldspar's harmonica, but Feldspar disappeared in space ages ago. It can't be them. It's still here. This is creepy. Maybe my signal scope is broken. Oh, so the harmonica is Feldspar. And it's coming from your home planet, but that doesn't make sense because he's supposed to be in space.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Well, now that kind of makes me tempted to go back to Timberhearth and see what the hell's going on with that harmonica signal. Yeah, the jetpack and the ship are like... The jetpack is essentially a mini version of the ship, which is interesting. So, like, you can kind of practice the ship flight on the jetpack in sort of like a low stakes. Oh, that's not my ship. That's someone else's ship. That's a crashed ship. Is there anything over here? So, do you remember what the first planet you checked out was?
I do. And it was pretty much just like pure random chance. I flew to the first planet that crept up inside of my view. I don't... Did they give you the name of all the planets yet? They told you about Giant's Deep. Have you seen, like, all the planets? Is that a spoiler if I say their name?
Let's check the ship log here. So we've got Ember Twin and Ash Twin. Those are the two that are connected. And
okay.
Then we've got Timberhearth and the Attlerock, Brittle Hollow and Hollow's Lantern.
Brittle Hollow was the first one I went to.
Okay. And then Dark Bramble and the Interloper. The Interloper looks like some sort of, like, comet. And then we've got Dark Bramble... I remember the main astronaut guy being like, "Hey, maybe don't go there." Because it's
to which one? To Brittle Hollow?
To Dark Bramble.
Dark bramble, yeah. Each one of these planets, it's just so incredibly well designed. I'll say this. I was gonna say that like X planet had a really good surprise, but the truth of the matter is that like, all of them in their design, in their conception, are so surprising and interesting to explore.
Well, I was gonna try and land on Ash Twin, but it looks like Ember Twin is making the rounds here, so maybe we'll land there. It is very hard to course correct.
It is.
That's the biggest. I don't want to say it's a criticism, more like a nitpick. But it is very difficult. Like if you miss where you're headed, it is like you can't just pull a Yui.
Oh no. They stay very true to the physics of the game, which I honestly appreciated as someone who really liked playing like Rogue Squadron on N64 and really wanted to be like a space jet pilot type character as a kid. There's something incredibly satisfying about mastering it. Something that I learned that I think might be helpful is use that A button to match velocity. Like fling yourself straight at the planet, and when you've got like 2,000 kilometers left, start matching velocity because you're just gonna like rocket right into it.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn that that's like kind of a key mechanic in the space travel of the game. So you very much need to actually use all of the tools at your disposal.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so this is a pretty big planet. So these two planets, like, I don't know what's actually happening here. I can't tell if this planet is dumping sand or sucking sand. I think it's dumping sand onto this planet. And that's wild. Let's see if we can't speed up a little bit here. Take advantage of the lack of gravity. Looking for some sort of landmark. Oh. Ask and you shall receive. This is definitely some sort of landmark. Huh. Okay. Oh, and then there comes the... Wow, that thing rotates around the whole planet pretty fast. Ooh, okay, so we've got a signal. Okay, so that signal's not close by. So there must be another signal somewhere on this planet.
So I will say, when you see the white brackets,
Ah.
that means you're usually pretty close.
Okay, so let's try to see if we can't get on top of this mesa here. Oh. So... Alright. Oh, there's trees up there, and we're gonna need some oxygen soon anyway. So maybe if we go through here... Oh, this is taking us down, not up. But you know what? Like, now I'm curious what this is. Oh. You gotta patch the suit. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing.
You'll have little hazards that do little different status effects. That's really the biggest one, but...
Oh, whoa. Wild. Oh, and we've got some Nomai writing here. Someone's missing. Went to the North Pole. I didn't know how much air he had. Okay, so this is one of those moving rocks. Oh, it's just straight up gone now. Oh, damn. All right, we need some oxygen, so I really want to know what's down here, but I think prioritizing getting to where we
staying
saw those
alive
trees. Yeah. I think that's probably the move. All right, so maybe we can jetpack our way up here. Gravity's working against us here.
So, okay. We should come up with some sort of safe word, because this game is kind of like a cuter Dark Souls in the sense that they don't tell you what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
It's
a cuter Dark Souls, everybody.
If you need to reach a height that you are having trouble getting to, using that booster for your jetpack is going to send you, like, right up there.
See, I'm hitting it, but it's not giving me...
The A button?
Oh. I didn't... How have I not known about that? Okay. Okay.
And again, that's because it is, like, there is, like, a semi-Dark Souls learning curve where this game doesn't tell you what to do. It's like, oh, you want to explore space? Go explore space. Oh, you want to do X, Y, or Z? Sure, figure it out. That's why it took me nearly, I want to say, to reach the end game stage of this, it took me about 3 to 4 months.
Wow. Okay.
That is because I am such an avid explorer, though. Like I found everything.
All right. Looks like we found our oxygen, and not a moment too soon.
Boom! Look at that.
Yep. Although, I'm gonna need that booster again. Come on. There we go. Oh, and we got a friend. Oh my God, he's adorable. Oh, so we can learn about the planet from here. On a scale of 1 to 10, to dead, I'd give it 7 or 8. Awful pretty, though. I would say that's a pretty good sort of thesis statement about this game. Is like terrifying, but cute.
Yeah, cosmically, existentially dreadful, but look at the pretty cute things.
Came up here to update the star charts. I was trying to figure out what's going on with why all the stars are going supernova. Okay, so he's suggesting that there might be settlements underground. All right.
Marshmallow number 3.
Continuing my quest to roast the marshmallow on each planet. All right, yum, yum, yum. Is there any jetpack fuel? I could use some jetpack fuel.
There you go, right there, yeah.
Wonderful. All right, it's as if we never left the ship. That's not our ship. No, that's his ship. Our ship is that way. Ooh, that sun is looking blood red. So, let's see. Oh, wow. That sand is, I don't think we're going to be finding the underground city with all that sand. So, maybe it's time to check out the other twin here. Because, yeah, that trench is, it's filling up. Oh, we got some more nomite writing here. The Sunless City, that must be the underground settlement. I gotta say, like, and this isn't a criticism, but it must be very hard to plan while playing this game because, like, you'll be like, all right, this is what I'm gonna go do. But wait, what's that?
Mm-hmm. And you will encounter that as you, like, find story beats or whatever, that you do exactly that. It's like, oh, but there's a way to go that I didn't go last time. Like,
all right, so
this particular screen reminds me a lot of I don't know if you ever played any of like the Sherlock Holmes games that came out in the last 3-4 years.
I did not. I was not aware of those.
There's sort of like this, they do this thing where you sort of enter like a mind castle or whatever, a la the TV show, and you put together clues in like in this nebulous fashion. This game has a lot of that, and
oh, okay.
I really appreciated it. It's like you're a space detective.
So it's very much, it gives you the dots, but you gotta connect them.
Precisely. It's always like, oh, this person said that you need to go to X to do Y, and like you understand, like, oh, that's why I couldn't do so and so. Like I needed to go do this first.
Okay, so there is no sand left on the ash twin at all. Wow. Okay. All right. So let's check this out. Oh. Alright, so we know where to get oxygen if we need it. In this very, very swanky little temple. Not bad. Oh, this is cool. Ooh, that sun is not looking too hot. Oh, that apparently doesn't lead anywhere. Okay. So we'll take this little... bridge. Right as I get into this cool temple area, the sun friggin' explodes. Damn it! Oh, man. Bummer.
That's just the way.
This is the way. So the first time I actually tried to play this, I didn't want to play too much because I wanted to save most of the discoveries for the stream, but I played a little bit just to see how it ran on the system, and I don't think I ever actually got to the supernova because I just kept dying. Like I would like fall off of something or crash my ship into something. So I've only experienced the supernova like maybe twice.
it's a truly perilous journey, you know. There have been times where, morbid as it is, like it actually makes more sense in terms of my time management to just kill myself and start again. It's like, okay, I can't I can't afford to sit here for 10 minutes. Like,
very Groundhog Day. Yeah, you're like, I want to do this thing. I'm just gonna jump into the sun real quick so I can get back to where I'm going. And he has no idea what happened.
so something I really actually, one of the first things that stuck out to me in my time here on Timber Hearth was that all these creatures, or your fellow planet folk, are actually all gender neutral. They all tend to use they them pronouns, and never, like, they have like masc femme identifying features, but they never once like specifically say he or her, if memory serves. And that was just something that really really tickled my fancy. Just like this very low stakes, like, we're not making a statement, but we're literally like just gonna sort of have that be the world.
I don't feel like there's any real need to like just randomly gender the aliens. Like I think like you said, like it's not like they're making this big huge in your face statement, but it's kind of nice to just like see some NB sort of like nomenclature in the notoriously reactionary game world. I feel like
Oh Lord, yeah.
I feel like not a lot of games like to make anything even kind of resembling a political statement. Like, so I guess an example would be I play a lot of Far Cry 5, and like that game very much looked like it was about to make some sort of comment on the Christian right, and then
Does it not?
like, it had like the safest, like most non-controversial approach to the topic that like that it felt like it failed to say anything really.
Which is like so surprising, because the one thing I remember from the marketing is thinking like, oh man, here we go. We are going to address sort of, you know, like the domestic terrorism that happens in the name of Oh shit. You're good though. You're good.
I can't steer though.
Your ship is damaged. That's why they had you repair that satellite in Zero Grav Cave, was to try to...
Oh, damn. It's not
oh,
just
shit.
damaged.
Is it just completely fucked? It might be completely fucked.
It's really damaged. It's not even giving me the option to repair it.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I got hit with space debris. Oh, yeah. So, let's just try and land on this planet. If we can.
This is interesting. I don't think I've ever tried a non-ship atmosphere entry.
Oh, damn.
Here we go.
Now I'm in the water.
Just to finish the thought about Far Cry 5, though, like, I thought that was exactly the point, was to make some sort of statement about domestic terrorism.
I don't want to say that they try to, but like they're so vague with the way that they go about it that like there's no boldness to the statements that game made. It was basically just like, hey, killing people's bad, and it's just like, well, yeah, but like you're not talking about, you know, like the problem that, you know, theocratic belief systems pose for a modern world. All right, so we're on this planet to stay because our spaceship is just a hunk of crap floating in the cosmos now. So let's investigate a little bit. crystals give you the wall walking mechanic, which is cool as hell. So let's check out this structure up here. First of all, I just want to take a moment. Let's turn around and just appreciate how cool this planet is. It's like a sea planet covered in swirling waterspout tornadoes, which is just
and
like...
if you notice in the distance, like, the continents even move according to the currents of the water. Like, it's... The design of this... Again, this started as a student project, and every time I hear that, like, my mind is just fucking blown.
And
they
now
were essentially
it's like a multi-award-winning game.
Yep.
Here, we should get...
A thing that I really appreciated was they do have a making of documentary you can find on YouTube, and one of their lead art designers was someone who had seen their alpha or beta or something and really appreciated the concept but thought that the art design was trash.
Oh.
And he was essentially like I saw what they did in their like early stages, and I reached out kind of like openly admitting, like, kind of like being like, hey, I think your game is cool in concept but ugly. And they were like, great, do you want to redesign it? And he was like, oh, okay.
So one thing I'll say about this planet, as opposed to others, is that the gravity here is significantly stronger than on other planets. This one feels like, I think, oh, it's right down there in the bottom left, you can see what the gravity actually is, and it says that it is twice of that of, I'm guessing Timber Hearth is like the measuring stick.
Yeah, that's the metric.
So it's twice that of Timber Hearth. So no wonder I can't get my jetpack to work. Oh, am I just like...
No, are you stuck?
I might be stuck. Oh.
Oh, no! You figured out how to break it. It took us 30, 40 minutes?
54 minutes until we just put ourselves in the... Wow. Oh, I'm like legitimately... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's give it just a sec, see if this tornado comes and like sucks me up. This might be... This might be the perfect thing. Yeah! All right, we're free.
You're free.
Wow, great timing. Excellent timing for that tornado. Oh, what? Is the atmosphere gone? The planet...
You are in space, my dude.
Wait.
And now you're back.
What?
Just a heads up.
What
Oh, good.
the hell just happened?
So, I didn't want to...
No, tell me, please.
Spoil it? I didn't want to spoil it, but the tornadoes on this planet, whenever they cross a land structure, since it's not affixed to anything, it's just floating on the water, they actually launch it up into space until the planet's gravity pulls it back down.
What? That's nuts. So
that's what I'm saying.
The entire island that we were on just got flung into space, freed us from that doom crack we were stuck in, and then, oh, wow, that's crazy. Oh, damn. That's that's super cool. Oh, are these gravity crystals? Like, oh, those aren't gravity crystals. These ones.
Nah, it's just a little purple friends.
Okay. So, all right. So where do we go from here? We've already been. Our ship's been destroyed. All right, I'm not going down there because that's how I got stuck last time. Our ship's been destroyed. We've been flung into space by a giant tornado. Like, this planet's wild. This might be my favorite planet so far. Pull out the signal scope, see if there's anything worth checking out. Not that we can really travel without our ship. I'm not picking anything up. Not on this planet, anyway. Yeah, man, even the booster doesn't really do much.
Yeah, you really have to, like, jump, jetpack, and then boost, and even then it still is, like... It's more so for, like, direction than anything. Ooh!
Well, we're not dead, but that really hurt. So... What's that? Oh. Oh! I don't imagine we can swim there. Maybe the jetpack will be more effective underwater?
That's actually something I'd never tried.
I mean, I don't imagine our oxygen would deplete any faster. The game does not really appreciate my tactics here. It's just like, what are you doing? This isn't what you're supposed to do. There's no
I will say,
sequences.
on all of the planets, to be stuck without a ship, this one sucks the worst. Specifically because the gravity is just so much.
The gravity is high, and also the land masses just go whizzing by ya. You know what? Fuck it. I'm jumping in.
Oh, I love this.
Man,
I love what's happening here.
This is so cool. If there's any Twitch viewers that want to use the clip system to go back and get that us getting unstuck from the glitch by way of sea tornado, feel free to go back and clip that. We're doing it.
Oh, I love it.
So cool. The sound design in this game is excellent as well. Sound design, music. Is this tornado running from me? Is that attacking right now?
It seems like I felt like you should have hit it by now. Here we go. Come on. There it is.
Yeehaw.
Look at that. There's that pesky space debris.
Oh. We don't
Oh,
have a
it's
lot of
got you
fuel.
though. It's got you.
That gravity's not fucking around. I was hoping it would at least bring us down by a different island. We're gonna run out of fuel, and then eventually we're gonna run out of oxygen because they'll use the oxygen as propellant. So either way, these tornadoes are getting us to where we need to go.
There you go. Keep slingshotting.
Either they're gonna fling us into space or into an early grave. Yeah, this is not an easy planet to be without a ship. Maybe if I hit the boosters. No, there is no boosters right now. Fuel level critical. It's unavoidable. The gravitational pull is too real. Although, I gotta say, like, so... having played a fair amount of the other big space exploration game of the last 10 years, No Man's Sky, while that one is nowhere near as critically acclaimed as this one, it does feature a lot of space flight, a lot of space travel. There is no real true mimicking of gravity in that game. So, like, once you break through a ship's atmosphere, A, you don't have the ability to leave your ship in space. But also... Oh, 3 minutes of oxygen remaining. Yep.
Oh, but that's going right down. Goodbye, cruel world.
Yeah, there's no gravity in that game, so like there's no gravitational pull of planets or anything like that. Not that there really needs to be in that game, but like just like the physics in this game like are just insanely complex. Like they're so realistic.
Yeah, and it informs the way that you play on each planet. Like again, probably the worst planet to be stuck. It sucks to be stuck on any planet without a spaceship, but probably the worst is Giant Thief, just because you can't fucking jetpack boost to the next interesting part of the planet. It is just that, and like I can't even begin to imagine the type of programming you need to do to program like the Ember twin, Ash twin dynamic with the sand pouring into one planet. Like it's
I see.
It's definitely a passion project.
I see that we have a person in the Twitch chat asking, what's this game about? It's about exploring space and all of its very, very big dangers. When I say it's like No Man's Sky, that's really where the similarities end. It's not very much like No Man's Sky outside of the fact that it is about space exploration. No Man's Sky is kind of like a crafting and building game. This is very much just exploring, and I would almost say like it would be a point and click if it had come out 30 years ago. Like it's
Oh, you're so right.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's kind of like an updated point and click adventure. But yeah. We just got launched into space, ending our second loop, so we're just at over an hour. So, Ian, I think we'll call it there, but I'm so glad you joined me on this stream. It's so cool to have a guest for one of these.
I'm so happy that you asked me to be here, and I'm so happy that you took a chance on this game and have enjoyed it. It's, again, I think exceptional and deserves all of the accolades and attention.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And we're going to be streaming this game indefinitely. Fridays at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. So I guess that's, what, 7 Pacific?
That sounds right.
Feel free to join us anytime you want to hop on the Outer Wild stream, Ian, and you in the chat as well. Just come on back same time next week. It's super fun. And also, the RedBeard and Goldsmash Show, our YouTube channel, after a month-long hiatus, is getting rebooted now that we have the new computer. And our next episode is dropping on Monday at 11 a.m. Central, so check that out. And also check out Ian's podcast, Too Many Flicks. It's a great podcast about movies that he does with our friend Ben. Do you have anything else you want to plug, Ian?
You covered it pretty thoroughly. I want to direct people towards your Stanley Parable video. I think it's a hell of a lot of fun. Again, us over at it's so weird, but it's so delightful. And watching you and other Ian play it is just a joy. And yeah, if you want to check us out at Too Many Flicks, it's the number 2, and then many, and then Flicks is spelled with an X like Netflix because we're fucking kitschy. And that's that, folks.
Yeah. So until next week, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.